Thank you, everybody, for coming out. We appreciate it. Today's a exciting day for our football program to welcome in 24 new student athletes to our university and our campus and our community to play football for our program. So this process is, with some of these guys, has been over a year long to have an opportunity to know these guys' families, meet them as people and as students. And today, finally, we get to officially announce them as part of our football program. And overall, I think our staff has done a tremendous job identifying the right kids and the right people, along with the right athletes, to serve our needs for the future of our football program. And we need to thank everybody that has taken an opportunity out of their time or taken time out of their day, between faculty and staff, our support staff, our administration, to help secure what we feel is a really good incoming football class for 2020.
Questions? Curt, it's always nice getting some local kids. What can you say about those two?
Yeah, both guys I think are extremely talented in the position that we're going to play them. Both Dylan, I think Dylan at the wide receiver position is a guy that is a little bit of an untapped talent at this point. He's extremely explosive. He's longer. He's an explosive athlete on the basketball court, and a guy that is going to transition real well, we think, into our offense, into this game. And so we're excited about him. I think he's a guy that can become a real explosive player for us on the offense side of football. So.
And then Brady?
Yep. So Brady, Brady's a guy that we had in camp, and we've seen Brady for a couple summers. I think Brady's kind of in the same position, that he's kind of an untapped talent for us, and I think has a really high ceiling for us in our program. He's a guy that played defensive end, some wide receiver for Superior, and I think he's a guy that, as he becomes a one-sport athlete, just like Dylan, and they become just football players at the collegiate level, I think both those guys can grow into really, longer, talented athletes for us.
Heavy on the defensive side, is that just a message you're trying to replenish some of the guys that were coming out the last 2 years?
Yeah, I think anytime you go into a recruiting season, you go in with a plan and you attempt to meet the needs per position. And recruiting's a fluid deal. So at times, there's classes that are more talented as far as the talent base in our region and the areas that we're going to recruit. So some classes, it may be stronger in the offensive line, maybe stronger in the defensive backfield, maybe stronger at the linebacker position. So we've gone in with the philosophy that we have needs, but there's also some years that you need to probably overextend yourself in certain positions when there's enough talent and guys that we think can impact your football program. So on the defense side this year, we had some needs. We also thought it was a talented group in the Midwest and guys that fit our needs for us both academically and athletically.
Talking about guys who might play right away, obviously you got some losses on special teams. What can you say about the punter and kicker here?
Yeah, our kicking situation, we graduated both Cam and Dan, and they both did a good job for us. So right now, we don't have a punter on our roster. We have Marcus Shepley that redshirted for us last year as a defensive back / punter. So Marcus will be punting for us in spring ball. But the guys that we brought in this freshman class, those guys are going to have a chance to compete right now for the punting position. Curtis Cox redshirted for us last year as a kicker. Curtis will certainly be our kicker throughout spring practice, and from what he showed last fall, I think he has an opportunity to replace certainly Dan Branger and Cam Hausman on our kickoff unit.
Any others who could potentially play right away?
I think that's a kind of a fluid deal. I think all these guys athletically probably have what we're looking for to come in and maybe impact our program. I do think next year, with the returning guys that we have in our program, I don't anticipate a lot of these guys playing as true freshmen. But again, like any recruiting class, I think some guys will surprise us when they come in and have the opportunity to impact our program right away. And there's going to be guys that maybe will be surprised that we're going to find out they may need a little bit longer than we anticipated to get them ready to go.
One quarterback coming in, Kyler Brown. What can you tell us about
that? Kyler has been our top prospect at that position since probably last April and seen his film. And we had an opportunity to have Kyler here in the summer for camp, build a relationship with him, and I believe Kyler committed to us, early on in this process, at some point throughout the season. So Kyler fits what we do offensively. He's a guy that can extend plays. He's extremely athletic, and the more we had a chance to work with him and recruit him and meet his family, he became more intriguing to us. He has a little bit of the it factor as far as a personality and competitive nature. His family is full of athletes themselves, and I think Kyler will come in and impact our program early on in his career. Our goal is to be able to redshirt him and try to get him acclimated to our offense, acclimated to UMD, and then after his redshirt year, put him in the mix with the other guys that we have to put him in a position along with Keegan and Garrett and Colin to be able to compete for our starting spot after John leaves.
A lot of people say spring training is when kind of you get back into the mode, back into some of the things, but how big is signing day when it comes to like getting the juices flowing and kind of being like, all right, let's start getting work?
Yeah, for us, this is a game day. This is a game day win, and really for every kid that calls us over the last 9 months and has committed to come to school here and play football for us, that's a win for us. And today you look at today, and these guys may not impact our football program a ton within the next 6 months, but 12 months from now and 18 months from now, these guys are going to be guys that are going to make huge impacts on our football program. So for us, I think as a staff, as a department, as a university, we've done our homework on these guys to make sure that we think that they'll fit our chemistry, and that's been the most important thing for us.
There's 23 on here. I heard 24. I mean, could more be coming in still?
We just got a commitment from a running back from Las Vegas about 15 minutes ago. Or not a commitment, a kid that finally got his paperwork in. So Daniel Mitchell from Arborview just signed with us and is cleared and ready to go. So that's why he's not under press release. But we're excited to have him. We've been on him for a long time, and we have a time difference obviously with Las Vegas and working on getting paperwork, and we're excited to announce him part of our class.
What's the connection with Las Vegas? All these kids, except for the one are from Illinois, are all Minnesota, Wisconsin. Yeah,
we've invested some time in Las Vegas the last couple of years recruiting. We think it's an untapped market for our level, and a guy like Daniel Mitchell is a guy that would be probably a lot more heavily recruited at the Division II level if he's a Wisconsin or Minnesota kid. So he's a bigger back that can run, and hopefully, he's a guy that can impact our program here within the next year. So that's why we're out in Las Vegas. We've invested some time in building relationships out there, and we're going to continue to do so.
How do you sell cold Duluth to someone from Las Vegas?
We bring them here in June. No, it's part of it, and no different than Las Vegas heat. Some of these kids, when they're on campus, will say to us, we're excited to get out of the heat and the extreme temperatures in Las Vegas, and we know that there's extreme temperatures in Duluth. But for us, we sell our university, we sell our brand, we sell our football program. The weather's nothing, something that we can't do anything about. So we are who we are, and we're excited to welcome another young man from Las Vegas and join the other one that we have in our program right now in Shamir Thomas.
And do you foresee Curt adding anybody else, or is that a matter of attrition with your team between now and spring practice?
Yeah, I don't think recruiting is something that never ends. Today is an opportunity for us to ink these guys and finalize this process for this group. But I do think really recruiting started a couple weeks ago for us for the next class. So I don't think it ever ends, and I do think that the possibility for a transfer or somebody that maybe fits our needs and personality and everything else down the road in the next couple months can happen. But in the same sense, we're excited about the group that we have today, and we're going to be excited to welcome these guys onto campus here in August.
Any potential transfers as well?
There's always a potential for transfers. Right now, I don't think that we're working with one specifically that's going to join us for spring practice here. That's going to join us next fall. But yeah, there's always opportunity. I think they're especially with the new NCAA transfer portal, we're getting updates every day on kids that are available, and a lot of these guys are guys that we've worked with in the past. So absolutely, you always keep your eye open for guys that can make a positive impact on your program.
With Brown, was there any inside connection there, him being out of Illinois?
With Kyler Brown,
Yeah.
no, just it's a area that we've gotten into the last couple of years, and again, similar to Las Vegas, invested maybe a little bit more time and resources, and we had his film, I believe, back in April. Started to evaluate and started to build a relationship with Kyler.
The amount of recruiting that you guys do in Minnesota and Wisconsin, do you feel like there's a difference, or if there's like specific attributes out of like the Wisconsin kids or the Minnesota? Is there something that separates them, or are they almost kind of similar?
I would say their Packer Viking fan is something that's going to separate those guys. I don't think so. I don't even know if there's program specific from program to program in the state. Sometimes you hate to paint a kid into a corner because he comes from a certain region or a certain program. Every kid's different, and again, that's part of the neat thing about college football is taking 100 guys that are from different high school programs, different parts of the country, different backgrounds, and making these guys one family and having these guys prepared and ready to go for Saturdays.
Curt, looking at a lot of these bios, it looks like the majority, maybe all of them, are multi-sport athletes. Do you see that as a plus when you're recruiting these kids, that they do something besides specializing in one sport?
Yes, absolutely. I think when you recruit a multi-sport athlete, it tells you the kid likes to compete. So for us, and we get that question a lot out of guys, is it okay if I play spring baseball? Should I play basketball? The answer for us is always absolutely yes. You get one opportunity to compete in those sports at the high school level, and for us, we want guys that want to compete and want to be part of a team and want to make a team better. So, is it something that we check off through the recruiting process? Probably not, but maybe through the recruiting process, naturally we're attracted to those student athletes because of what we're being told about them as far as a competitive edge.